talk station and iHeart radio station.
Live from the Dilly Bistro in Marymount, welcome to the Sean Miller Radio Show on the Xavier Sports Network from Learfield. Presented by TriHealth. TriHealth provides surprisingly human care that drives the best health outcomes. Be seen, be heard, be healed. Visit TriHealth.com. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. And by Dilly Bistro, presenting sponsor of the Sean Miller Radio Show. Now, here are Joe Sunderman and Byron Larkin.
Welcome to the Sean Miller Show, live from Dilly Bistro in Marymount. I'm Joe Sunderman, along with Byron Larkin, and the head coach of the Xavier Musketeers will be along shortly. The Xavier Musketeers are now 4-0 in the season. They knocked off Wake Forest Saturday convincingly, 75-60. The number to call in is 513-749-5500. And Byron, I know we like to give advice from the radio booth, kind of act like we're the head coach. Now's our chance for about 5 or 10 minutes, I understand. So if you want to move over here, you can.
Score more points than the other team, you'll win.
Yeah. I'd like to talk about the students a little bit. I know they tried to line up Friday night to get into the building, to be the first into the building to get good seats. I guess they told them to go home, wouldn't let them camp out. But they were there at 6 a.m. in the morning, I guess, in line. If you ever want to have some fun, go early to a ball game and watch the students file in and just keep an eye on them. They are wonderful and great, enthusiastic, and a good time. Sean always talks about it, but from our position where we're at this year, we moved across the arena. I feel like we're closer to them for some reason, so I'm getting more of a sense of what they do during the games.
Yeah, before the game, I remember you had pointed out to the student section that part of the section was moving to the left, the other was in the right, and it was kind of like a little dance going on, and it just was really impressive and loud. And, I think that's important because when Xavier goes on the road, that's what they're going to face. I mean, every time we play on the road, it's, basketball is, especially in the Big East, is the main sport, and everybody turns out and just goes crazy. And it definitely affects negatively the team. I mean, the other team, the visiting team. It's just harder to win. Harder to communicate. The louder and the more crazy and obnoxious the fans get, the better for the home team. And I think probably in no other sport does home court play more an advantage of deciding who wins the basketball game than in basketball.
Were you surprised at the 15-point margin that Xavier won by against Wake Forest? What did you expect when you were going into that ball game?
Well, I knew it was going to be a tough ball game. I mean, Wake Forest is picked to finish third in the ACC. I mean, behind Duke and North Carolina. So that's a big boy conference. They had one of the best players in the league, Salas. I mean, he's a preseason first-team All-ACC player. So I knew that they were going to come in with a lot of talent. They were undefeated. Xavier was undefeated, and I think this was the first time Xavier had a chance to really see what you got. And in the first 3 games against Texas Southern and IU Indy and Jackson State, you really don't know what you have until you're really tested. You have that game pressure coming into the game because you're playing against an opponent that has equal to or as much if not more talent than you. From a conference like that are used to playing in those big environments. You knew they weren't going to be intimidated. So I really loved how Xavier responded. I mean, I was very impressed. Probably the most impressive win of the year, in my opinion.
Well, Coach Miller has joined us, and appreciate you hustling over, Coach.
Yeah, sorry. We had a couple meetings here, went late with our guys, and here I am.
No problem at all. We're glad you're here. We're glad you're here. Yes, we are.
Well, I Byron, adding on to your comments, I felt really good about how our team played against Wake Forest, which you hope is with every game and every week that goes by that you see those things that mean improvement. It doesn't always happen at once, and sometimes, it's delayed. You wait for it, and then all of a sudden a team can break through and be a lot better in an area that we've struggled in. But I just think against Wake, it was our overall best effort, best performance. We had a lot of good contributions from individual players, but it was a great team win. We talked after the game about our defense. our deflections, the steals, the activity, that our guards did a really good job defending their guards, and their guards in particular are very difficult to defend. So against a good team, we defended at a high level, and from an offensive perspective, continue to do a good job of taking care of the ball, which early in the year sometimes can be a problem. It hasn't been so far for us. It's been maybe our greatest strength, and eventually we were able to take care of them. And that lead just stayed at 10. We kept waiting for it to get to 12, 14, 16, and I think that looking back on it and watching the game a couple times now, we're not that much better than Wake Forest. Wake Forest has some good players. They do a lot of good things. They're really good on defense, so they're not easy to score on, and we felt that during the game. If you looked at our two-point shooting, we didn't score nearly as well from two as we have been prior to that game. Like, for example, we were 10 for 27 in the second half from two, and in the first half we were 13 for 30. So we actually, inside the arc, were in the low 40s, and a lot of it was Wake Forest's size and physicality. They're not an easy team to score against.
Coach, I thought, especially early in that game, you talking about their defense, it was really hard for you to get any clean looks. You were just kind of feeling each other out, and not being able to settle into the game offensively. But boy, were you defended. I mean, I had never seen your team locked in and as aggressive than in that game. I mean, Dalen Swain and on the wings. I mean, his energy. Along with Marcus Foster, especially the wings, to me, that's the one thing that kind of stuck out to me, which allowed you to kind of, while your offense wasn't necessarily online yet because they were such a good defensive team, your defense kind of energized you, and you played off the crowd, and you got out and transition off of deflections and steals, kind of. I think the way you like to play defense.
For sure. We're on track there, Byron. And, I think that as long as we continue to have good health, we're getting better at certain things defensively every game. One of the things you feel with our team is Marcus Foster is bigger and stronger, and that strength helps him on defense. Dalen is 6'8". Dalen weighs 215 pounds now. That's a far cry from a year ago when he weighed 200. And you feel him on defense as well. Jerome can slide over. We didn't have Jerome last year, and even Jerome right now, as he's continuing to develop and get more confidence, he's already been able to help us on defense. So that's three guys that have good size, and then Ryan Conwell, and as terrific as Ryan has been for us on offense, I thought that was his best overall defensive game of the year. So he's coming around as well. So those guys, if you think about the size of them, Byron. That was one of the things sometimes we felt last year, which wasn't a strength. This year's team, I think we have a good group of guys that can defend.
Coach, play I really enjoyed in the ball game. Zach Freeman hit a steal and drove it down the left side of the lane. The defender kind of jumped him on the left side, went around his body and laid it up all in one motion. And what I really enjoyed that from the simple thing, that particular move was a moment in time, but it was years in the making. Even when Zach was hurt on the bench, he would always work with those ball handling drills. And there's something that you do, I like that you do as a coach. Every practice that I've seen, you do full court ball handling drills. I think your son, Coach Cam Miller, runs a lot of it, where the players go up and down the floor, and you don't separate the big men from the guards. Everybody has to be able to do all these ball handling drills. I'd like to know your philosophy on that. When you grew up, you were known for your ball handling. But it was kind of fun to watch all that work that you do every day. You can say, look what happens when you do that. You instinctively can make a move. That was remarkable. You don't see that every year at Cintas Center. You see it every couple of years, maybe, if you're lucky.
No question. That was an amazing play. And, Joe, I would have bet the house that you would have brought that up.
No doubt.
If you'd have been here to start the show, I was going to ask it first.
You're such a homer for big guys.
You do know him, don't you, Sean? You know him.
I mean, my goodness, it could be a block shot, a three-point shot, a behind-the-back move like Freeman. And who's going to bring it up? You.
You know what? On a scale of 1 to 10, that was a 10 on smooth,
I would agree with you.
It was good.
It was. Yeah. I even said to Zach after the game, if we went out there right now with no defense, could you do that over again? And of course, he said, yeah, I could do it over again. I'm not so sure he could.
Me
But
neither.
it was a great defensive play first, and then he stole the ball, and then you're right, a clever move behind the back, and it shows his game, his skill level, and as he's developed. And you guys know this, nobody takes their own work more seriously than Zach in terms of his working on his craft, his body, and he's put a lot of time in here at Xavier, and you want him to do well. And God, I just, if I ask for one thing all the time, every day, it's like, let's take care of Zach. Let's have him have a healthy season from the start to the finish. No one in the world deserves it more than him, and it's great to see him off to such a great start, Joe.
I have a comment for John Ugley, but I'll save that for the next later on. So I'll let
Well,
you get ready.
you look at Zach's numbers. I mean, he's shooting 56% from the field. He's 50% from three on the year. He's 4 for 8. He's making all his free throws. He's 85%, 17.7 rebounds. He's your leading rebounder, second leading scorer. And, what amazes me about him is you talked about his physical condition. I mean, he's lean. I was surprised how well he defended the 7-footer in the post. I thought that he'd get pushed around a little bit, but I thought he fought him well without fouling, was physical, and they weren't able to take advantage of him. How did he grade out defensively in that game?
He did a good job, and look, in fairness to Zach, we're asking him to do a lot of different things right now. He has the matchup to his advantage on offense against the center. Sometimes he's at a disadvantage size-wise when he's guarding that center close to the basket, and we as a coaching staff have to protect him and do some things to help. But he also, the starting point is him embracing that role, knowing that's part of what we're asking him to do, and do the very, very best that he can. And I thought he did that, Byron. There were a couple times, especially the first low post catch, which a lot of times sets the tone. He really moved his feet and walled up. He ended up creating a turnover in large part because of his physicality guarding the post. So we're working on that every day. I don't want to say that's the reason, but we're investing in that 4 minutes, 6 minutes, 10 minutes a day, trying to just make sure that we're defending the post and defending the ball. And again, back to building our defense. It starts on the perimeter, but you have to have guys finishing the possession with the rebound. And in Zach's case, sometimes he's going to have to guard a bigger player for portions of the game, not the entire game, but for portions of the game and hold his own. And he did a good job against Wake Forest in that area.
Coach, Xavier's averaging just under 10 steals a ball game. And I was looking at the stat sheet. None of your players are averaging more, or not even 2 steals a ball game. But you have 5 or 6 players that are averaging over 1 steal a ball game. That, to me, is an indicator that your defense is good right now. But I think you can actually improve quite a bit because you have a lot of players that can apply that pressure. It's
Right.
kind of universal.
So we're getting contributions on defense, Joe, throughout our roster. I would even say Trey Green. He's not as big, obviously, as some of our other guards, but he's better than he would have been a year ago as a freshman. He picks up full court more. He's more of a pest. He knows what to do. He takes it more seriously. So I really would just say that the identity as you watch us. I hope it is. Guys play fast and to play together on offense, but defensively they're better. We've talked about that, and we have to continue to do that because in the conference we play in, being good just on one side of the ball only gets you so far. We have to be able to win certain games with our defense. We might have won one already with our effort against Wake Forest, and there are times, obviously, you're going to have to be able to score. You want to be good and balanced on both ends, and I think our team is moving in a good direction there.
We have a microphone up here if you'd like to come up and ask a question. Also, if you'd like to call in, the number's 513-749-5500. And you're listening to the Sean Miller Coaches Show from Dilly Bistro in Marymount on 55 KRC and the Varsity Network.
Hey Xavier fans, after a hard-fought game, there's nothing like diving into Dilly's famous beer cheese, mouth-watering wings, or one of their signature burgers. Located in Marymount, Dilly is more than just a bistro and bar. For those looking for a hearty meal, their comfort food entrees are unbeatable in value and taste. And remember, if you want to catch up with all things Musketeers, reserve a table for the Coach Sean Miller Radio Show, hosted right here at Dilly. Dilly, Bistro, Bar, and Bottle Shop. Great food, great company, let's go X.
Since 1936, Ulmer's Auto Care has been providing service beyond compare. With 8 family-owned and operated locations in Anderson, Milford, Montgomery, Deer Park, Loveland, Blue Ash, Florence, and Southgate, Ulmer's Auto Care is a name you can trust for all your automotive service needs. Providing service beyond compare is more than just a tagline, it's what they do. With complimentary shuttle service, free loaner vehicles, and an industry-leading 4-year, 50,000-mile warranty. Visit ulmersautocare.com to schedule an appointment today. Ulmer's Auto Care.
Toyotathon is on, and it's the perfect time to wrap up the year with a new RAV4, America's best-selling SUV. Now through December 2nd, get 4.99 APR financing on a new 24 RAV4 or RAV4 Hybrid. Excludes RAV4 Prime. Or lease a gas-powered RAV4 LE for $309 a month for 39 months with $32.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details. Or go to Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Hi, this is Jamie Smith, publisher of the Cincinnati Business Courier, inviting you to join thousands of local professionals who read the Courier to grow their business, their careers, and stay ahead of the competition. For over 30 years, the Business Courier has been the place where local businesses meet. Whether it's our in-depth weekly print product or our digital products or our live events, the Courier has you covered. Visit CincinnatiBusinessCourier.com or call 337-9450 to grow your business today.
Our unpredictable weather can take a toll on your vehicle. Scorching sun, pounding rain, golf ball-sized hail, billions of bugs, all combining to give your vehicle's finish a beating. With unlimited wash plans from Mike's Car Wash, you can wash as often as you want, every day if you want. Unlimited plans are available month to month or on a 6-month basis. Protect your ride with an unlimited wash plan from Mike's Car Wash. Available at all 40 locations. Open daily, 7 to 9.
At Kroger, an annual Boost membership just got even better. Now you can choose from Disney Plus with ads, Hulu with ads, or ESPN Plus on us when you sign up. Plus, enjoy unlimited free delivery, double fuel points, exclusive offers, and free items. Sign up for a Boost membership today. It's an easier way to save, including new streaming options to relax with while we deliver your groceries. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Get ready, Musketeer Nation, because light beer just got better. As the craft beer partner of Xavier Athletics, Sam Adams is here to elevate your game day experience. With the clean, crisp taste of American Light, you're not just grabbing any light beer, you're upgrading to the best in the game. It's smooth, easy drinking, and oh so refreshing. You'll be reaching for another one in no time. Plus, American Light is brewed right here in the USA, using all American-sourced ingredients. Sam Adams American Light Beer, because when life calls for a cold one, it's always Sam season. When you've been diagnosed with cancer, a second opinion can provide you with much-needed peace of mind. Cincinnati Cancer Advisors believes that cause should not stand in the way of receiving a platinum-level second opinion. Our outstanding physicians are here to provide reassurance and help you and your physician to have confidence in your care plan and live your best life despite having cancer. To schedule an appointment, please visit CincinnatiCancerAdvisors.org or call 513-731-CARE. That's 513-731-2273.
The Dilly Bistro in Marymount and the Sean Miller Show.
When you're out of town and want to keep up with live college sports, be sure to download the new Varsity Network app available for both Apple and Android. Listen to college sports live with the Varsity Network app.
I'd like to wish happy birthday to Emma Agresta. She's a Xavier student, works here at Dilly Bistro, and thanks to everybody for joining us tonight at Dilly Bistro. We appreciate everybody showing up.
Another full house.
Yep, I understand Emma's mom and her dad and sister are here this evening, so they traveled in to see Emma. So enjoy your 21st birthday. Coach, you signed a couple of freshmen. In this day and age, the way the whole recruiting package is put together, you had talked about getting a couple freshmen every year, so you've achieved that. So I'm kind of curious, will it stay at 2? And if you can tell us about the young men that are going to join Xavier next year.
Yeah, we're excited about both guys. Nick Lewis is the starting guard for Gonzaga High School. Gonzaga is in Washington, D.C., and I think if you look at the high school basketball rankings, they may be number 1. I know they're certainly one of the top 3 or 4, top 5 high school programs in the country. The entire starting 5 is going Division I, If I can name them, I think he's got a wing player going to Richmond. He has his starting backcourt mate going to North Carolina. Nick is coming here to Xavier. And he has two other guys that have also signed Division I. So their entire starting group, they play great basketball, have a terrific coach. And that's one of the many things that I'm excited about Nick. Nick can play either guard spot. So he's not just a point guard. He's not an off-the-ball two-guard. Really a combo guard. Today's type of guard who can both score and pass. And I think physically, you know, Byron and Joe, he walks in the door about 6'2", 190, 195. So he's bigger and stronger than a lot of incoming freshmen. He's made on a USA team. He's tried out for other USA teams. He's played in the summertime on the Nike circuit. So he's played against great competition in a winning environment from a great family, and you know, we're super excited to have Nick. The other young man that is going to be with us is Jaden Forsyth, and Jaden's from New York. He goes to a prep school in Pennsylvania, and again, like Nick, plays a national schedule, travels, plays against some of the best prep school teams in the eastern part of the United States. Jaden also played on the Nike circuit, where he played on a Philadelphia team final. Played against everybody that Nick did. So they were on that same circuit together. Jaden is one of America's best shooters, no doubt about it. It's his gift. He can really shoot the basketball. You look at a guy like Ryan Conwell or Trey Green, Dante Maddox, you're going to see a similar type of skill set in terms of shooting in Jaden. Jaden's about 6'4", Nick is 6'2". So really two different types of guards. And both guys come from really good families, good students from great high school programs and travel team programs where they played against terrific competition before they enter the Big East and enter our program. So both guys visited this fall. We were thrilled to have them. And we potentially in the spring could add another incoming freshman. Maybe, maybe not. I don't think we would ever add more than 3. And we may just add these 2, and then obviously we'll complement our roster based on who leaves with incoming transfers from the portal, a lot like we did this past spring.
Coach, when you're recruiting guards, is there one particular skill that you pay? I know you look at the whole game, I would assuming, like on both ends, shooting, driving, defense, sharing the ball. So is there anything in particular that you look at and says, man, that guy knows how to play? Is there one thing?
You know, it's different, Byron, with each of them, but I would say, to answer your question the best that I can, it would be like you want to see one thing in them. You know, so like, for example, with Jaden Forsyth, like you have to see him for who he is, and that is he's not a good shooter. He can become a great college three-point shooter, a great shooter, and there's always a place in today's world and today's game for a guy that's not a good shooter but a great one. I mean, he can change the game in just several minutes. And Jaden isn't a small guy. He's 6'4", so he's a 6'4" great shooter. High character, loves the game. And I think there's some things that he needs to improve on, but he can. But you already know that one thing with him is his elite shooting. And I would say that the thing with Nick is straight down the middle of he could play either guard spot. He can really get in the paint. He can handle and pass. He's a well-rounded player, and he can do it both on defense and offense because physically he's 6'2", 190. He's been really well coached, and I feel like based on his pedigree, he'll be as ready as you can be leaving high school coming in as a freshman to contribute. So I think with Nick, it's more the character and who he is overall as a player. And I think with Jaden, it's that one special elite skill that we feel that we got right. So love both of them. Their families are terrific. They're also both really good students. Byron, they've traveled the United States playing this game. They love it. And I think they'll be really good fits here.
You talk about great shooting. Right now, the Xavier Musketeers, they lead the Big East in terms of the stats of all the games played so far, shooting 43% from three-point range. And while Xavier's shooting 43%, there's a lot of shots you feel that they could have made, they didn't, because I guess when you watch good shooters, though, you expect everything to go in. So maybe that's part of the mindset behind it. But the fact of the matter is, they're 43% from the field. That leads all Big East teams in terms of shooting percentage.
Keep in mind, Joe, we had a bad first game in that area as well. I mean, our shooting in that game was very subpar. You know, the guys that didn't start Remember we talked about it. Man, they went 0 for 16 from the field.
Yes.
That may happen once every 100 years. It happened
Yes.
in our opening game of the year, and we learned from it. And I think they calmed their nerves, and since then we've settled into being more of a deep team and a team that from a lot of different areas on the court that can beat you from the three-point line.
Well, the fact that Marcus Foster, you're trailing 5-3, hits a couple threes in a row for you, momentum changes, the building becomes alive, and you're on your way. So
No, Marcus Foster.
Yes.
He got us off to a good start. And I think Marcus is one of those guys, Joe, where he's just scratching the surface. We believe in his ability to shoot. He takes good ones. Sometimes he's almost too cautious. But his ability to shoot is something that we really like about him, and we're looking for him to do it even more.
All right, we're going to take a break. You're listening to the Sean Miller Coaches Show from Dilly Bistro in Marymount on 55 KRC and the Varsity Network.
Hey, Xavier fans. Looking for the latest Xavier athletics news? Visit Cincinnati.com for breaking news, game day analysis, photo galleries, schedules, and more. Home or away, Cincinnati.com has the Xavier sports scene covered. Stay on top of the action at Cincinnati.com. Join us and let's cheer for our hometown Xavier Musketeers.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Order Bud Light online today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Can't carry a bowling ball in a plastic bag. Can't rub plastic bags together to make fire. Can't turn them into swim trunks. And you can't put plastic bags in your Rumpke recycling container. Visit Rumpke.com for recycling do's and don'ts. Learn more at Rumpke.com.
Make your recycling count. Rumpke.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletics season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
At Mike Albert Rental, behind every adventure is a technician making sure your vehicle is safe for the road ahead. The custodian who deep cleans with your health and safety in mind. The associate who's ready to find the right vehicle for you. And behind it all, giving it their all, is our team at Mike Albert Rental. From sedans to box trucks, we have the vehicle you need at a great low rate. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Reserve your vehicle today at MikeAlbertRental.com.
Bourbon and barbecue sauce together as one at Buffalo Wild Wings? Bet I know how it happened. One night at a dimly lit B-Dubs, smooth bourbon bumped into tangy barbecue sauce. They chat, flirt, bat eyelashes. B-Dubs barbecue goes home with bourbon. Some hickory incense is lit. It's a full-on seduction. When they just, hey, ho, sorry, you know what? Got carried away there. It's just this bourbon barbecue sauce is that good. Buffalo Wild Wings. Let's go sports bar.
Limited time only while supplies last. Please drink responsibly.
Xavier fans, this is Joe Sunderman, voice of the Xavier Musketeers. Just like our Musketeers, our friends at CTI Clinical Trial and Consulting are always looking for new talent to add to their team. They even have a program specifically designed for recent graduates. If you'd like to work with a group of people on life-changing therapies to help patients around the world, CTI is the team for you. To learn more, visit ctifacts.com.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Welcome back to Dilly Bistro. This is a Sean Miller Show. We're in Marymount. We appreciate you joining us here live and also listening on the radio.
New this season, Behind the Mic, presented by Deer Park Roofing, allows fans to watch every Sean Miller Coaches Show live here from Dilly Bistro. Check out the Xavier Men's Basketball Facebook page to receive notifications on upcoming shows and check out the shows you may have missed.
Coach, you have a lot of players this year that are just simply fun to watch play basketball, and Ryan Conwell certainly qualifies for that. But what I'm amazed is when he goes to the wing either side, how often he is just so wide open. How does he do that? And talk about his talents.
Yeah, Joe, I think one of the things you're observing is, Ryan has amazing range shooting the ball. He can shoot it right on the line, which he likes to do and we want him to do. But, there's sometimes you don't realize how far away from the basket or how far behind the line he is. And it's a good shot for our team. He's got great range and a quick release. And, as much as you want to focus on his ability to take threes and make them, he's a complete player. He had 4 assists and 0 turnovers in 35 minutes. You're playing against Wake Forest, an excellent defensive team. You play 35 minutes, have 4 assists and no turnovers, and he's not your point guard. That's a really good thing. And that's one of the many attributes that we've talked about this year is we've done a good job taking care of the ball and keeping our turnovers low, in large part because a guy like Ryan contributes in that area almost game in, game out. His ability to take care of the ball. But his passing, his decision-making, his ability to play the team game where he lets the game come to him. He doesn't have to force his will on the court where he could take bad shots and drive with no purpose. He really seems to always be in the framework of what we're doing. And in terms of the three-point shot, if he's open, we want him to shoot it. He's a great shooter. And the last part is, and we've had this both with Quincy and we had it with Sule Boom, is at the end of games, you want guards that can really make free throws. And Davion can make them. Davion has really improved and settled in a year ago. But Ryan Conwell from the line, he's like that next level. And, Trey Green's like that as well. But when we're talking about Ryan right now, Ryan's like a 90% free throw shooter. So, you have his ability to shoot from 3, him playing within the team game, taking care of the ball, being an adept passer. And we talked earlier that he takes defense very seriously. Ryan is not small. He weighs 215 pounds. And he's strong, he's smart, and he's embraced that side of the ball as well. But he's certainly a terrific player, and I think when you combine him, if we're just talking about 2 starters with Davion McKnight, I love our backcourt, and I really wouldn't want to trade those 2 guys for anybody.
Yeah, the other thing I think it says a lot about Ryan is that at times when Davion goes out of the game, you move him to the point guard position.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't always happen for a guy who's an elite shooter like that. But that's how much you trust him in his decision making. He also got 3 steals in the game before. You've always talked
right.
about, how impressed you are with his effort on the defensive end. So, he was really talked about when he committed to Xavier. There was a lot of fanfare about him, and boy, he seems to be as good as his press clippings because he does it all. Some of his shot making, like deep on the wing, like off the dribble, off the catch. He'll hit step backs, he'll sidestep defenders. Right in their face too.
Yeah,
he's really good.
He can really play. He really can. I'm thrilled with him, and he's got a great attitude. He's a really coachable guy, great teammate. Comes from a wonderful family. Part of I think Ryan, what makes him so special is he wasn't like the anointed one as a 6th grader. He didn't play on the EYBL or any of those circuits coming out. He was just a solid player. He started at South Florida, was not highly recruited, was not highly ranked. Was always the underdog. You learn how to play with the chip on your shoulder when you're like that, and he's gotten better and better and better. And when you just judge him by who he is in college, there aren't a lot of guards that are more complete in terms of so many different things that he can do to help your team win. He did it last year for Indiana State. It's no secret that they won more than 30 games for a reason, and he was a big part of that equation, and I believe that he'll be a big part of our equation moving forward.
When you talk about Conwell and great shooters, you have good shooters and you have great shooters. What's the difference in terms of it? If you can you look at it and watch them shoot for 10 minutes and say, that's a good shooter, that's a great, you've watched so many kids shoot basketball, and do you notice anything different, like a shorter stroke or a follow through?
The easiest question I've ever been asked, the big difference between great and good is they go in a lot in the games. Think about it. You know, when you talk about he can really shoot. He's a shooter. It's like in the game, when the game starts and its scoreboard is up and the Cintas Center is packed, does it go? How many often does it go in? And I think that's when you qualify. Okay. Yeah, he makes them in practice. If you watched him after practice, it would look like a version of Steph Curry. But the thing that really separates all these guys is when the game comes, what percentage do they really shoot? And you know, Byron and Joe, you have had the opportunity to see so many great shooters at Xavier. But how about the great shooters you've also watched play against Xavier? And it's not just what they look like in warm-ups or, God, what a beautiful stroke. It's like you look at that percentage, and it's just like, wow, he's shooting 43% from three. Quincy Oliveri was like that. You know, it wasn't that he worked on it, because he did, but in games he was capable of making 5 or 6, and he didn't do it once in a while. He did it throughout. And Adam Kunkel, in his last year, when you watched Adam, especially in January and February and March, I mean, he had really become a great shooter. Why do I say that? Because in the game, he was making them in the game, you know. And I think that's the real test of you're working on it. You do it every day. You can do drills. It looks right. Wow. You watch them in practice. They go in, and in the games, they still go in.
Coach, I remember you talking about Sule Boom and how well he shot the ball in practice. You were telling me, like, you almost never seen somebody make as many swishes.
Yeah.
When I'm like dead center in the basket in practice, like consistently, and he was one of those elite shooters here at Xavier as well.
He was, and I would say on our team right now, Joe, to piggyback on your question, Trey Green, Ryan Conwell, and Dante Maddox, those 3 guys, they are elite shooters. They really are, and we're lucky and blessed to have all 3 of them. And you know, I think both in Dante and Trey, as we keep moving forward, you're going to see them settle in and really have big nights from 3. And then you combine them with Ryan. But if you watch those 3 in a shooting contest, you watch them after practice, you watch them every day.
Who's going to win?
I think you walk away very impressed. It's tough for me to pick one, but I'm going to tell you it's hard to beat Trey. Just in terms of overall shooting, it's amazing the range and accuracy he has.
Yeah, he can really shoot deep.
He really can.
Yeah, he can. Tom, we're going to take a break. You're listening to the Coach Sean Miller Show from Dilly Bistro and 55 KRC.
When you share your food, you share your heart. So what's on your table this holiday season? Save on your festive feast at Kroger with delicious deals on all the holiday classics. Or wow the crowd with something new, like a quinoa stuffed butternut squash. It's sure to add a pop of color to your spread. How about a sweet potato casserole with a crunchy oat streusel topping, made with care for the sweet tooth and the savory tooth? With Kroger, fill your table with love and watch as your guests' hearts get as full as their bellies. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Get ready, Musketeer Nation, because light beer just got better. As the craft beer partner of Xavier Athletics, Sam Adams is here to elevate your game day experience. With the clean, crisp taste of American Light, you're not just grabbing any light beer, you're upgrading to the best in the game. It's smooth, easy drinking, and oh so refreshing. You'll be reaching for another one in no time. Plus, American Light is brewed right here in the USA, using all American-sourced ingredients. Sam Adams American Light Beer, because when life calls for a cold one, it's always Sam season.
Bourbon and barbecue sauce together as one at Buffalo Wild Wings? Bet I know how it happened. One night at a dimly lit B-Dubs, smooth bourbon bumped into tangy barbecue sauce. They chat, flirt, bat eyelashes. B-Dubs barbecue goes home with bourbon. Some hickory incense is lit. It's a full-on seduction. When they just, hey ho, sorry, you know what? Got carried away there. It's just this bourbon barbecue sauce is that good. Buffalo Wild Wings. Let's go sports bar.
Limited time only while supplies last. Please drink responsibly.
Xavier fans, this is Joe Sunderman, voice of the Xavier Musketeers. Just like our Musketeers, our friends at CTI Clinical Trial and Consulting are always looking for new talent to add to their team. They even have a program specifically designed for recent graduates. If you'd like to work with a group of people on life-changing therapies to help patients around the world, CTI is the team for you. To learn more, visit ctifacts.com.
Hey Xavier fans, after a hard-fought game, there's nothing like diving into Dilly's famous beer cheese, mouth-watering wings, or one of their signature burgers. Located in Marymount, Dilly is more than just a bistro and bar. For those looking for a hearty meal, their comfort food entrees are unbeatable in value and taste. And remember, if you want to catch up with all things Musketeers, reserve a table for the Coach Sean Miller radio show, hosted right here at Dilly. Dilly, bistro, bar, and bottle shop. Great food, great company, let's go X.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network, now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
Toyotathon is on, the perfect time to shop for a new SUV with more all-wheel drive choices than anyone else, like the family-size Highlander and the bigger, more powerful Grand Highlander. Now through December 2nd, get any new Highlander or Grand Highlander with 5.99 APR financing up to 72 months, including hybrid models with $1,657 per thousand borrowed, subject to approved credit through TFS. For complete details, go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Our unpredictable weather can take a toll on your vehicle. Scorching sun, pounding rain, golf ball-sized hail, billions of bugs, all combining to give your vehicle's finish a beating. With unlimited wash plans from Mike's Car Wash, you can wash as often as you want, every day if you want. Unlimited plans are available month to month or on a 6-month basis. Protect your ride with an unlimited wash plan from Mike's Car Wash. Available at all 40 locations. Open daily, 7 to 9.
Welcome back to Dilly Bistro and Marymount and the Sean Miller Show. Bud Light, proud sponsor of Xavier Athletics. Easy to drink and easy to enjoy.
Coach, we were talking about three-point shooting before we went to the break, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that one of your players, Jerome Hunter, would make Joe really happy. He was 2 for 3 from behind the arc.
What do you think,
Joe?
Joe?
What'd you think about that, Coach?
I thought he looked terrific shooting him, Coach. That's what. You know what? It was a huge impact on the game, right?
It was.
No doubt. And when Jerome's open from 3, I mean, we want him to take the shot. I mean, that's something we've grown and evolved from, based on his work and just where we're at as a team. And I think it makes us a more difficult team to defend.
It's amazing to see where he has come from, because his first year at Xavier, he kind of took a lot of three-pointers, didn't know this before you came, Coach. He, offensively just kind of was all over the place. And then, he plays for you, and then he has a tremendous year, kind of solidified. And I asked him, I said, what was the difference? He's like, well, Sean gave me I knew exactly what I was doing. I knew where I was supposed to be. And that was mainly in the paint. And then we talked about it in the offseason before he got hurt last year. It's like, hey, you're going to let him expand his game a little bit. And evidently you have. And now he's a player that can hurt you from the outside. You got to guard him. And he can, still do what he does inside, playing with energy and playing good defense.
Yeah, and Byron, none of us, it's not fair for Jerome to judge him on who he is in the month of November based on how far he's come and all that he's gone through. And it's been so long since he played competitively. Practice is one thing and skill development, but there's nothing like it when it's game time. It's just a different, just everything, the pressure, the speed of it, the physicality. It's just, you have to play a couple games to settle. And I think that Jerome, as we keep moving forward, and he had a good practice today, he's going to continue to grow, some of it in confidence, and then in other things just physically, being used to being out there and adjusting to the speed of the game. But I think in December and then in January as we move forward, that'll be the best months of this year for him. right now he's still, in fairness, taking a deep breath and getting both feet on the ground. And we're thrilled to have him. He's healthy. It's now the next phase of, okay, you're healthy, you're practicing. Now it's games, and there's a lot that goes into that, from a confidence and being sure of yourself. And I think every game we play gets more sure of himself moving forward.
You know, we tend to look at a player and see how many points they scored, what percentage they shot. But I think Jerome Hunter impacts the game in so many other ways that are so important defensively, rebounding. He gives you presence. He gives you versatility as a coach.
He does, and one of the skills that he brings to the table is his defense. You know, he can guard a perimeter player, Joe. He can guard somebody who's good off the dribble. He did it the other day. And sometimes when needed, he can really mix it up and guard a bigger player. And there just aren't a lot of those types of guys that can do both. Usually you're one or the other, or neither. And I think in Jerome's case, he really is both, and that's one of the many valuable things we missed a year ago, and we're thrilled to have him back.
A guy kind of along those same lines with some defensive versatility is Dalen Swain. I mean, on the year I've seen you put him on like a 5'10" guard, and then other times he's playing the bigger, stronger wings, probably fighting for, I don't know if I've seen him play the defense, which I'm sure he has the defensive power forward position. I mean, he's a guy that gives you a lot of versatility defensively as well.
Yeah, and that's Dalen's gift as a basketball player, is just his instincts, block shots, steals, guarding small, tall, and he's really, as he's gotten stronger, he's better at it than he's ever been. You know, against Wake Forest, they tested him. He picked up a couple fouls, and I think, again, he's still young in his development, learning what is a foul, what's not a foul. How do I play really good defense without fouling? That was a great experience for him. But in the Wake Forest game, especially in the first half, Dalen was outstanding on defense. And, you know, the stat sheet doesn't reveal that, but just his, you know, intensity, his mindset, and just really his talent stood out and really helped us against some really good guards.
Coach, you talked a lot about, we talked about him in an off season and trying to develop his game to the next level, and I think we talked about him working on his three-point shooting. I'm sure he put a lot of work in the summertime. He still hasn't made one yet this year. I think he's 0 for 4, but what about his three-point shooting? Is he taking good ones, and is he working on it a lot? And where are you at with that?
He's going to break through. Byron, he's never shot threes in the game, so, you know, part of being a guy that learns to make them in games is you have to look for it. You know, not that you're going to hunt a three-point shot, but a lot of times when that ball finds you, if you've been someone in the past that has never shot them, you just look for the drive or the next one more. It's almost as if that's not an option for you. And sometimes Dalen will still play that way, right, where the ball's moving and it hits him, and it's almost like he's not supposed to shoot it. Well, you know, we want him to take those threes. He's worked very hard. He's much better than he was, and I think that'll start to show up.
This is a Sean Miller Coaches Show from Dilly Bistro and Marymount on 55 KRC and the Varsity Network.
At Mike Albert Sales and Service, you can be confident in your pre-owned vehicle purchase. Our vehicles are freshly off lease from our corporate customers, so they've been well maintained. We have the vehicle histories to prove it. We also offer flexible shopping through our Click Buy Drive program and ensure all vehicles are deep cleaned according to our Sanitized for Your Safety protocol. So whether you want all the details on your vehicle, flexible shopping options, peace of mind on your vehicle's cleanliness, or all of the above, we're here for you. Visit MikeAlbertCars.com to click, buy, and drive today.
Great care begins with a great plan. Cincinnati Cancer Advisors offer zero-cost second opinion oncology services that can give you a better understanding of your cancer diagnosis and instill confidence in your choice of treatment. Our team of experts are here to listen and help, working directly with your treating oncologist. Cancer doesn't wait, and neither should you. To schedule your appointment, please visit CincinnatiCancerAdvisors.org or call 513-731-CARE. That's 513-731-2273.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Because all that can wait. Your friends shouldn't. There are good stories to be made. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Hi, this is Jamie Smith, publisher of the Cincinnati Business Courier, inviting you to join thousands of local professionals who read the Courier to grow their business, their careers, and stay ahead of the competition. For over 30 years, the Business Courier has been the place where local businesses meet. Whether it's our in-depth weekly print product or our digital products or our live events, the Courier has you covered. Visit CincinnatiBusinessCourier.com or call 337-9450 to grow your business today.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Order Bud Light online today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, Xavier fans. Looking for the latest Xavier Athletics news? Visit Cincinnati.com for breaking news, game day analysis, photo galleries, schedules, and more. Home or away, Cincinnati.com has the Xavier sports scene covered. Stay on top of the action at Cincinnati.com. Join us and let's cheer for our hometown Xavier Musketeers.
Can't carry a bowling ball in a plastic bag. Can't rub plastic bags together to make fire. Can't turn them into swim trunks. And you can't put plastic bags in your Rumpke recycling container. Visit Rumpke.com for recycling do's and don'ts. Learn more at Rumpke.com.
Make your recycling count. Rumpke.
Since 1936, Ulmer's Auto Care has been providing service beyond compare. With 8 family-owned and operated locations in Anderson, Milford, Montgomery, Deer Park, Loveland, Blue Ash, Florence, and Southgate, Ulmer's Auto Care is a name you can trust for all your automotive service needs. Providing service beyond compare is more than just a tagline, it's what they do. With complimentary shuttle service, free loaner vehicles, and an industry-leading 4-year, 50,000-mile warranty. Visit ulmersautocare.com to schedule an appointment today. Ulmer's Auto Care. Welcome back to Dilly Bistro and the Sean Miller Coaches Show. Coach, you had a chalk talk today where your fans will come in and you'll talk to them for, about an hour. What happens at that deal? I understand it was a packed house today. I know people love going to that. I know that. Yeah.
We did. We had a great crowd. It was 9 a.m. this morning in Cintas Center, and we went for about an hour. Some of it is just questions and answers, but really what we try to do in that setting is, especially with that group, is behind the scenes of just some things that we're really talking to our team about, how we go about breaking down film or what we're doing well as a team, what we aren't doing well. And, yeah, but it was a lot of fun this morning, and we had a great group. You know what you talked about behind the scenes? I'm kind of curious, at halftime, you go into the locker room. Of course, you don't know what a halftime is going to be until it's played. Do you pre-plan for that at all, contingencies that you might have to talk about? Do you meet with your coaches first, or do you just go in and ad-lib it and just whatever comes off your cuff? No, we really have a structured way. You know, the same things are written on the board. So the statistics that we keep are ones that the players will see every game. They get used to looking for those things, the things that are important to us. And then usually, you give them some time to just take a deep breath and be around each other without any coaches. And then when we come in, this is what we did well, this is what we didn't do well, and the importance of moving forward and being as ready as we can be for that first 4-minute battle there after halftime.
Do the players afterwards go get treatment after that meeting, or you just and what do you guys do as a staff afterwards? Do you usually meet, or do you let the coaching staff go home, or is it on to the next game
after
that night?
The game?
Yes.
Yeah. Most of the time, Byron, regardless, we deal with the film the next day. At that point, it's been a long day. Sometimes I've found for myself, you don't see things nearly as clearly after a game as you would a day later. Just makes perfect sense to get a chance to just really kind of digest it, get the emotions out of you one way or the other. And like, for example, in Wake Forest, it was such a feel-good moment of an early game and a great crowd, and we played, I thought, well, and we won an important game for us. I don't know if I would have been in control after that game to watch the film and say, this is what we didn't do well. But a day later, you really can start to see things more clearly. So our standard operating procedure, and once in a while we'll deviate, is to really deal with all the film stuff the next day.
What do you know about your opponent on Wednesday?
They have a terrific point guard. I'm just watching them. He is a stud. He averages 20 points a game and has as many assists as Davion. He was a Division II player a year ago, and we have our hands full with him. Jerry McNamara is the coach who was at Syracuse, both as a player and a coach for a couple decades, I believe, and he's doing a really good job as a first-year head coach. Has a new energy, a new team there. But when you have a great point guard, you always have a chance, and they have one. So we're going to have to be ready to go. I thought we had a good day today. We have to have another good day tomorrow, and hopefully we'll have an amazing crowd on Wednesday night because it's an important game.
Okay, game on Wednesday you can listen to on 700 WOW. That's against Siena. At 6 o'clock we start, 6:30 tip-off. And thank you for joining us for the Sean Miller Coaches Show from Dilly Bistro in Marymount on 55 KRC.